You already seen the driver's side over to the Monkey Fab merge collector, and now we're ready to start the passenger side. So I've already got a couple of pre-made cuts that I've already tacked into place. If you, as a kid, enjoyed puzzles and building stuff with Legos or whatever, you're gonna love this stuff, because that's basically what that's basically what all you're doing. All you're doing is trying to figure out how many pieces and how to coordinate those pieces to go from this point to that point. If you look up from the top, we ain't got much room to work with. But basically what we're doing is we're going from this point and then we're trying to loop it right back up so to go right back to this merge collector. So we have to take all that in consideration in order to put this piece together. And let me show you my concept on how to see if we can get this piece to go to that piece. All right, what I've done, I made a couple of pie cuts, but all I'm doing is cutting these pies, cleaning them with acetone, Scotch Brighting them, and taking painter's tape. And if you take the painter's tape, you can kind of take the stuff all together to get an idea of how many pieces you're gonna need and what it's gonna take to get the job done. And I wanted to add that I do want to add a V-band somewhere in this bin right here, just in case if I want to take the manifold off and not take off the rest of the hot side. Let me see if I can show y'all what I'm trying to achieve. You only got but so many hands, but I'm gonna have to come like this somehow. It's gonna probably be a bunch of tack welding and then a bunch of taking this off and bolting it up to the car just to do a final check before I do a final weld. I may end up cutting the tack, these tacks right here, bring that primary off of that collector on that side, maybe bring it a little closer to this other one that I've made. That may give me a little more room, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. Went to EP.3 welding. We refilled our argon bottle, and now we're ready to finish up doing this welding here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove everything, sand it down, do another final acetone wipe down, and we're gonna get this thing set up to purge, and then we can go ahead and finish welding so we can continue on with our fabrication project. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and set my purge up real quick. All right, guys, we got everything wiped down with acetone. Cut my bottle on. We can go ahead and set up our purge. I'm gonna start it off at like 15, and then when it's time to weld it, I'll drop it back down to 10. So we're gonna let that thing purge, give it like 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll get suited up and start welding. All right, let's check to see if the purge works. Can you see that weld in the very back? See how that weld for the most part looks somewhat like that weld? That's the reason for purging. And then again, that sugaring I was telling you about, look right there at the flange. See how that junk right there look all granulated? That's what it looks like when you don't purge. I didn't purge the V-band because usually welding it won't penetrate. But with that little bit of granulation, all I'm gonna do is put a carbide bit on that and that's gonna disappear. Next up is this one. This one is not gonna be fun. And I'm gonna wait and do that after I eat dinner. And I don't know if I added before what's all necessary to purge, but believe it or not, aluminum foil, painter's tape. You wanna go a step further, get you some kind of tape that's heat resistant, which is the same stuff that we use for powder coating. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my purge up real quick like. Guys, I'm almost done with this thing, but as you can tell, in between these two runners is super tight. Not all cups you can stick out the tungsten real far. For weld and TIG, that's pretty daggone far, and the reason is because it's a Jazzy 10. It's got the nifty diffuser, but I bought another cup that I haven't used yet, but let me pull it out and show it to you real quick. I think right now is the time to use it. Wow, look at that, boy. That's that Furic Cup BBW, boy. You know what BBW mean. So yeah, we're gonna use this. This joker is humongous. And I wanna say that what they say is the distance or the width, excuse me, the diameter of this cup is roughly how long you can stick that thing out. Maybe even a little bit more. So let me go ahead and switch this over and see if we can make some progress and finish this thing up. All right, that's what it looked like. All I had to do was unscrew the Jazzy 10 and screw that back on. I still got the O-ring in there. So let me get my stick out right, and we'll see if we can finish getting in between them grooves. I turned this thing up to like 30, 35 CFH. See if that makes a difference. Man, this jump's supposed to be fun. Man, it is hard to get in there, dude. Super hard. If I would have did it all over again, I would have welded it all, and then I would have saved like one weld to join the two pipes together. Got everything all bolted up. I was afraid that with me welding this by itself and this by itself, that it wouldn't bolt up. But guess what? There's no gap in between the V-bands. I know you can't see it, but man, this turned out pretty daggone good. I mean, I got a lot of color. Got some spots like right there where the welds look good, but we didn't quite get penetration. But I've already looked down inside. You can't see it in there, but the purge worked. Whoa, that's still hot. I don't know, it's gonna cool down quite a bit though. That stainless get hot real quick and then cool off quick. That's that aircraft material. But yeah, that looks good. So I'm gonna keep this bolted up, let it cool down, and then we can start on the downpipe next. And also, Mr. Ferrick, you did it. I mean, this daggone, I mean, look how far that thing is extended out. And then out of all names, you wanna call it the BBW? Hey, you're my kind of guy. So finally, guys, that's gonna wrap up the turbo manifold. So next, we still got more fabrication to do. We got to start on the downpipe, and then we're also gonna start on wastegate placement as well. So there's still a lot more welding involved. So stick around, hit the subscribe button, and guess what? We will check you on the next episode. Bye-bye. I decided to move that fuse box, and I've kind of cooked that almost just right. I'm gonna do 25 minutes, and then I'm gonna cut the oven off and let it chill in there.